We are live. We're back again. Welcome back, Bryant. How are you?
Good. How are you? Hi, everybody.
Doing good.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we get some more people on. It takes a minute for everyone to come on.
I understand.
Yep.
Why would they want to come look at me anyway? I mean, come on.
Oh, come on, Bryant. Everybody wants you back, including Jody from UFO Campground. Actually, commented earlier. She said everybody at the campsite wants you back.
Oh,
Yep.
that's nice.
Yeah. So you got a lot of fans pretty much everywhere, including the campsite.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Hi, Heather. Hello, Susie. We got Matthew, Amy. Do you see the chat?
I can see it.
Awesome.
People are starting to funnel in a little bit.
Cool. Welcome everybody to our recap and Q&A. Before we start the recap, I wanted to share something. I wanted to congratulate you. Back in February, you got to be recognized with everyone else on the team with the legislature. I wanted to congratulate you for that. So, I know
It
it was
was an
back in
interesting
February.
thing. Look, kudos to Brandon. I mean, really, honestly, it was Brandon Fugel Day at, the state legislature. Um, because not only his contributions through Skinwalker Ranch and the notoriety that that's brought to Utah, but
Mm-hmm.
Brandon has been key in really changing the very look of the entire Wasatch Front, which is what we
Mm-hmm.
call the greater, Maine, Salt Lake down south area, because of his commercial real estate development,
Yep.
his charitable contributions, his endowment to Utah Valley University, everything. Like, he's really made an impact on this state. And then on top of it, you know, um, his willingness to purchase the ranch, and he was really kind to invite members of the team that were able to make it to go be recognized at the same time for the Skinwalker Range portion. Um, but yeah, it was a cool day. Got to go take pictures in rooms that are usually roped off, like the
Wow.
gold room there in the state capitol, and go get a tour of the place and things like that. And Tom Winterton's dad is actually a state senator,
Mm-hmm.
um, in the state of Utah, and so he was key in getting some of this done. And so Tom's mom and some people toured us around and everything like that. It was a pretty cool day. So, but
Yeah.
thank you. It's
You
nice
ever
to get
thought in a million years that you'd be honored at legislature and be able to go on a cruise and swim with dolphins?
Nothing I ever thought that I'd be a part of and have people be so excited about it. I've dreamt of that kind of stuff on my own, but been
Yeah,
very fortunate to be included in that because
it
of my
came true.
association.
Yeah.
Yep, very much,
I know
very
you've been
much.
through a lot, but I'm sure these were gold nuggets for you.
Yep, yep. We take the good with the bad and try to find a way to keep smiling every day, even though I'm not known
Yeah,
for my smile. So,
you are now. Look at you
yeah,
now.
people saw me. If people saw me swimming with dolphins, they would have seen the biggest grin they've ever seen. That was a pretty cool
Yeah,
experience.
I did see
So,
that that grin. That was awesome.
yeah, yeah, it was
You looked
fun.
like you had a lot of fun there.
Did. Yeah. It
You
was a
ever
lot
swam
of
with
work.
dolphins before? It was a
No,
lot of
I'm
work.
not. I'm not gonna lie. Well, the swimming with dolphins part wasn't the work, but the cruise, as much as people think it's just a relaxing, we worked our butts off on that cruise. We did so many panels and so many presentations, and you know, every dinner was set to where and which was great. I was happy, to mingle with people that were that excited about it and met some amazing folks and things like that. But it was not the most relaxing of vacations that I've ever had,
Oh,
because I mean, we were go, go, go. And then even the shore excursion days were, quick, and we had to be back for certain things. And yeah, but it was a good experience. I'm not going to complain, but
more than
everyone thinks that we
spermicons.
went, everyone that thinks we just got to go hang out and lay around for a week was not part of the team. I can promise you that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Was it more than Phenomicon? You had like go, go, go constantly?
It's yeah, actually,
Oh wow.
because that's what people were there for. I think even some of the people that went on the cruise thought that it was a bit much because they didn't want to miss out on anything, with
Hmm.
us. But you think about it, we had, um, you know, the five. Let's see, we had Travis, myself, Eric, Thomas, Caleb, Pete Kelsey was there. We had two of the guys from Lock Precision there. We had Jan Franke, our LiDAR specialist there. We had a couple
Hmm.
other people that I can't mention on this because they'll get in trouble for being there that participated, and it was it was a lot, and there was great information. It was good, but I think people got kind of tired of the conference room a little bit at some points because you're on a cruise, you're in the South Caribbean, and you kind of want to enjoy it a little bit more. But it was good, no
Yeah.
complaints.
Well, if you guys ever do it again, maybe I'll try to go this next time. Maybe, if it's not
Yeah,
expensive.
we'll see. We shall see if we do
Yeah.
another one or not.
Yeah. So let's go into the recap. So it starts out. I think everybody's in the command center, and Pete shows what he has on his findings, like right here. These are some of his
Yeah,
findings.
that was definitely interesting. The nice thing is I'm able to have conversations with the guys, even though I wasn't on site at the time
Yeah.
when all this was going down. I've had some good conversations with Pete, and it just continues to astound him
Oh
that
yeah.
that this equipment that is so finite and so used for so many different things to map things out just continues to just show strange readings that honestly shouldn't be able to exist. And it'd be one thing if it was one time, but consistently he's mapped the bubble, he's
Yep.
mapped crazy anomalies as far as that goes. And so, yeah, it was definitely interesting to
Yep.
see his
Maybe.
take because I mean he's as straight a shooter as there gets. You guys don't understand. Yeah, Pete likes to have fun and yuck it up, and he's a great personality.
Yep.
But I mean, his livelihood is such that he is the expert in all things lidar, and I mean terrestrial scanners, and you know all that other different kind of stuff.
Yep.
And for him to continually have these strange things show up on his equipment, and be so dumbfounded by it, it's pretty amazing. I mean, he doesn't have any skin in the game to try and falsify or gosh, sensationalize is probably the best word to use
Mhm.
anything that he finds because I mean it's his profession and he certainly doesn't make his living being on the few episodes he's on the TV show.
He
So,
is. He is very nice though. To me
no,
at Phenomicon, he's a cool guy. So he
he's
had.
great. He's one of
Yeah.
my favorite people. I love Pete. Yeah, absolutely.
He's a sweetheart too.
He
He
is
looked like
funny. Funny.
he picked something up on his lidar, like right here, that they circled, and he also said that it was underground as well. So
Right.
a lot of data is being shown underground.
See, and that's another thing. So the way that his scanners work is it sends out laser pulses and it gets a reading off of what are supposed to be physical objects and
Hmm.
return it back based on all the different coordinates and everything. So why in the world is his data consistently getting returns underground? Like by
Yeah,
all
that's
conventional wisdom, it's not possible. It's not possible. So either something is massively spoofing it or something is causing some sort of an electronic signature or something to come back showing that there's structure underground, which look, we've dug as much as anybody and we've yet to find anything physical underground. So yeah, it's very strange.
yeah, especially when they did the weather balloon experiment. I think it was season 4 or 5, and it was also showing stuff underground as well. It's like they were
Yep.
showing what looked like underground tunnels.
Yep. Yeah, consistently. And that's ground penetrating radar. So that is more feasible than like a LiDAR scan literally is laser beams of light that have to literally reflect off of something and send a return back to map it out. So they're not going underground. And so why is it showing returns underground? It's definitely strange. So
Yeah,
that was good
that
lead off of the episode.
yeah, that was a good start in the beginning. And later on, they decide to begin to start drilling again, and
Yep.
you can
More
see.
drilling. Finally,
So they're
horizontal drilling.
mm-hmm. And their plan was to get Dr. Jan's, where if I can find it, GPR into the
Yeah.
borehole.
So I mean, two separate things. I mean, they're doing the core drilling, the vertical drilling, uh, but the horizontal drilling that was accomplished the past 2 years or past few years, and where they were able to put the pipe in there, that's where they ran Jan's GPR data down
Mm-hmm.
through. Is the one the borehole 1 or 2 that they had borehole 1 actually that they had
Yeah, it
sleeved
looks like they're
off.
doing one in this episode.
Yeah,
His
yeah. So
inserting his instrument down there in borehole one.
So yeah, definitely. And Jan's as good as it gets. I mean, that guy is another expert that continues to be just astounded and dumbfounded by the things that happen on the ranch. I mean, people don't understand that we have like the two authorities in what they do with Pete Kelsey on his side of things, and then Jan literally has done ground penetrating radar surveys that have found new buried pyramids and chambers in pyramids and things like that because he's he's the expert in his field. So
Yep.
kudos to them for really being invested in the fact that they're so weirded out by the strange things they're finding
Mm-hmm.
that it's pretty amazing they keep coming back.
And as soon as they start drilling, something happens. 33 shows up,
Yep.
and then
Those darn.
1.2, and then 1.6 shortly
So what's
afterward.
interesting, and I don't know if people picked up on this. What's interesting about the 33 megahertz one though is yes, we've seen the 1.6 and the 1.2 gigahertz um, coming back. What's interesting about the 33 megahertz signal is if you'll remember in the horizontal drilling, they had a beacon that was in the end or the tip of that drill bit so that they could track where it was. And someone would walk up the side of the mesa with a receiver that would track uh, where the drill head was in comparison to where they wanted it to end up in the mesa.
Yeah.
And so it was broadcasting at 33 megahertz so that was what their signal was at. Okay, you fast forward, totally different drill rig. They're just straight up drilling by
This
feel.
time there
They
was no
don't.
beacon on it.
Yeah, and there was no beacon. It wasn't broadcasting anything. So out of nowhere, totally different drilling exercise. Nothing being broadcast there. Why all of a sudden is a 33 megahertz signal seemingly being broadcast from inside the mesa that they were picking up on multiple pieces of equipment? It's almost, I know this sounds crazy, but it's almost like whatever's in there, whatever intelligence, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
remembers that sort of thing and it is like regurgitating it back from previous experiment. It's that one was very very strange to me as well.
Yeah. Yep. And the strangest part was there was no beacon on it, and they were trying. Thomas was asking him like, "Hey, are you like, is there any type of signal?" And they're like, "No, there's nothing like that." So
Yeah.
that was kind of
Yep.
interesting. So next, you see Caleb there helping out, putting in the instrument.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, instrument.
Jan's ground penetrating radar. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb's good at pushing and pulling stuff. He's a strong kid.
Yep. especially carrying stuff. I nickname him Ghostbuster Caleb because he kind of looks like that when he walks with the LiDAR scanner around,
Yep,
especially
that's
around
true.
home
He
too.
does. Yep, for sure.
So when they drilled, they got this big amount of dirt here, and Chris actually came over with his special instrument to pick up any type of radiation, and he picked up something that was pretty high on that small amount that they brought out.
Yeah, he brought their core sample from about, I think he said about 100 inches down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've tested that place from top to bottom for all sorts of radiation. In fact, we did that before we ever even started filming season 1, episode 1, because of the fear that maybe there was old radioactive activity from back in the atomic bomb testing days, because
Mm-hmm.
there was some downwind effect in that part of Utah. And we never got anything even remotely over, background noise. And so now to have it in conjunction with the drilling and the fact that they mentioned that the last time they pulled out, the ceramic material, they got extremely high readings um, of
Yeah.
radiation is interesting, very interesting. And if you go back, it's been strange, the very idea of radiation on the ranch. You go back to season 1
It's all
when
sporadic
Travis,
at times, isn't it?
well, it's transient, and that's not how it's supposed to happen. Okay, radiation doesn't just get up and move around. It's either there or it's not. You go back to, the very first season when Travis was hell bent on poking the hornet's nest, and he, looked in that cistern, then ended up getting radiation burns on his face and his
Yep.
hands and things like that. Well, we shut everything down. Like we shut it down. We quarantined it off. We brought in Casey from Qualtech with the highest tech equipment you can have in that regard. I mean, he does radiation testing and things like that for the U.S. military. And he came in and they could not find anything over background. So, what can be either moving through the airspace to be able to put off that sort of radiation that can cause someone to have those sort of physical effects, be there one moment and be gone another? That's not the way radiation works. If
Yeah.
something's got radiation in it, it's there till you mitigate it out. It doesn't show up one minute and gone the next. So
Yep.
I'll be very interested if we ever get to see what's inside that mesa, what could potentially be putting off that sort of radiation. But in conjunction, there's been many times when people have had experiences with UAPs and UFOs that, radiation is one of those components that register
Yeah.
on their reading. So makes you scratch your head and go, very interesting.
What's going on? Yep. Kim has a question. She asked, I know the 1.6 means ground to space communication. Does the 33 have any significance other than the beacon transmission?
No, so we're talking megahertz and gigahertz. Literally, whenever you're trying to have something that you want to be able to pick up, you can set different, signal frequencies so that you can make sure that you're reading your own equipment. So they had the beacon in the head of the drill set at 33 megahertz, and it was calibrated with their handheld instrument so that they could tell where in conjunction the drill head was to where the beacon was, and they could mirror each other. So he could take his handheld device up the mesa, and then they could maneuver the drill bit to reach to where he was and see where it was in conjunction with each other. So, good question, but not related.
Okay. So later on in the episode, they're back at the command center. They have these guys on video to show the.
The French guy you couldn't understand.
Kind of reminded me I was watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the French scientist. Am I watching that again?
Yeah, Jacques Vallée character that was the
Mm-hmm.
inspiration for that, who I've been privileged to meet because of my
Nice.
association with the ranch.
That's cool.
So, yeah, the fact that they were able to get the sample of the second type of ceramic that was pulled out of the mesa and weren't able to date it, get an age date on it because
Yeah, they did
of the
like a side by
characteristics.
side. Like that's
Yeah,
faster and not. They said not dateable.
yep.
Like what
So
the heck is going on?
so that means that whatever it was that created it, it wasn't created with heat like you do most ceramics.
Hmm.
Um, so what was it and where did it come from? Hopefully they'll speak more to that on the show.
Yeah, hopefully as time goes on, hopefully we get more answers here. By the way, I heard you. I saw that you saw the movie Disclosure Day. How did you think about the movie?
I, I thought it was good. Um, as Hollywood as things can be, there was a few parts I thought were a little bit extreme. I don't know people that have seen it when the car. I don't want to give anything away. So I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It was long, and
Typical
so
Spielberg movie. So.
I'm so ADD that it's hard for me to sit still that long. Um, but I think the real payoff is at the end um, when they show a lot of their recreation of archived footage
Oh yeah,
of the disclosure of things. Did you see it?
yeah. I did see it last week.
Yeah, yeah. I thought the ending
Some of those footage
where
seems like it might have been from real footage as well, but some of it's mixed with
if
some.
not, they did a really good job. They
Yeah,
did a really good job. So um, for me, I didn't love the main male character in it. I thought he was a little bit boring. Um,
oh,
and
the abductee.
yeah, the two, the
One of
main,
them, one of the
yeah.
abductees.
And so would I say it's worth seeing? Yeah, I think it's worth seeing. Um,
Yeah, it's a Spielberg movie, so I love all his
I,
movies.
I I think the coolest part of it was Brandon sent us an article uh, that was in like a sci-fi magazine where they were interviewing Steven Spielberg about
Yeah,
him revisiting the whole topic, and he put a paragraph in there saying that he had binge watched 72 episodes of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, and that was part of
yeah,
the
I've
excitement that
seen
got
that.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was kind of cool. I told Brandon immediately when he sent that. I texted him. I
yeah.
said, "Well, you need to invite Spielberg out to the ranch, see if he's willing to come." So
I guess we'll see.
anyway,
Yeah,
but no, it was cool. That was nice of uh, you know the people that were doing the preview for the media and everything like that to invite the members of the ranch to come out and
it was
see
a
it. It
very busy
shows.
movie. I can see that.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, later on, they start to do the different experiment than they've done before.
yeah.
I think it's
Smoking
called.
it up.
Yep. Should I say the Judas Priest concert type of experiment?
Hey, I
There's
love Judas
Thomas there
Priest.
getting
I'll
ready
take that
for Judas
reference.
Priest concert.
Yep. Yeah. Wait. Look. I mean, they had it set up, and kudos to the fact that they were able to use one of the awful days that many years past has canceled filming for the day because it's whipping wind like 30, 40 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it was a great control because it was a direct
It was a
west
good
to east.
idea, very
It was
creative.
a very direct east to west wind, which we get a lot as
Mm-hmm.
storms are moving through and things like that. And at the beginning, when they were blowing the smoke, I'm like, how are you going to see anything? And it at first when they got to the edge of what they called what's called the bubble boundary,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the smoke started to swirl back a little bit. I thought, well, you get wind shifts and it can whip off of the mesa and change
Yeah.
direction and things like that. But as
They
they
did that a
backed
couple of
through it,
times. Yeah.
yeah, as
Yeah,
they
it went
backed
straight.
through
It
it,
went straight when they were in it.
yeah, when they backed through it and it straightened out, and then I was really glad that Travis had Jim pull forward again
Mm-hmm.
through the boundary because as soon as they did that, and so the fact that it repeated itself, the same behavior, that really, cemented in my mind that actually there was something there as opposed to just the wind whipping in a different direction and making it look that way. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, and then they were able to repeat it on the other boundary as well. Which, I mean, what the heck is it? Like, what? First off, what could be producing some sort of an effect to
Yeah.
have this semi-permeable, strange boundary that has an effect on equipment and even physical traits of smoke or rockets and things like that. But I can walk through it. I can't tell you how many hundreds of times I've passed in and out of that area with no physical effect on me, not feeling anything.
Yeah.
So what in the world? Like, it's really bizarre for
I
me.
think the most interesting part was when they were on the cherry picker right here, and they were doing the exact same thing. And if you
Yeah.
notice later on, it was going when they were doing it. It was the smoke was being pushed downward.
Hmm.
So that thought that was pretty interesting. I
Yeah,
think
right at that. And the reason that they were on the cherry pickers, they wanted to get to that 31-foot range where we've had
you saw the
multiple things
blob.
happen, and the infamous blob. I wish there was a better name for it, but
Is there a
never
different name
been
to come up with yet?
never been a fan of the blob.
The
It sounds
blob.
like
I don't
the
know
creature
what do
from
you
the
think?
Black Lagoon or something like. I don't know. It's interesting. I can't. It's like an old '60s horror movie, The Blob. It really is.
That
So
yeah, that sounds like a good
I've
B-rated
never
horror movie name.
never been never been a fan of that name for it, but I guess
They need to
until
come
you
up
can
with
figure
something.
out what it is, then I
Yeah.
guess we'll continue to call it the blob. But yeah, that was interesting, especially later on when Eric showed in his metaframe data.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he was
you
showing it
know,
right there.
yeah. So very, very interesting. Yeah.
Hmm. And something else he was picking up there on his lidar, and not his lidar, his metaframe. Pete is the
Yep.
one that has lidar.
Yep. So the reason that Eric uses metaframe, and he's probably explained that to a lot of people that are insiders and things like that to get on with him, is it's able to show contrast, and so you can see movement and things a lot more easily. I mean, it used to be we'd be staring at blue screens forever trying to, pick up if there was something that went shooting across the sky and you just have to get lucky. With his metaframe data, it makes everything contrast and picks up movement. I mean, people that have watched it, on the insiders, if he puts it on metaframe and you watch the stars go across the sky, it's pretty spectacular to
It is
watch.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Um, but it's an incredible program and way to be able to track movement. And obviously he's
Oh,
picked up a lot more things than you would ever find with the naked eye, just scrolling through, hours and hours and hours of
mhm.
surveillance footage.
And later on, he puts a filter on where they were doing the smoke experiment. He picked up
Yep.
something, and he
Yep. Something traveling through the airspace. And I really am glad that Travis made the point. When you've got 30 and 40 mile an hour gusts, if that's a bird or if that's a bug, it's not going to be able to travel through the space in that way. I mean, it's just going to be blown out of anywhere. So it's hard to say what it is. It's definitely unidentified. It's in the air, and it's a phenomenon because we don't know what it is. So it's a UAP by very definition.
can you say it in a Travis accent?
That's so overdone by me, but yeah.
Everybody likes it though.
Well, look at that. I didn't even see that. There it is. That's a UAP. If that was a bird or bug, the wind would blow that thing right out of here. So there you go.
I know later on they did something else. They spotted when they were over the towers. They were doing the smoke experiment.
Yeah, they showed where it was curved
Oh,
and that
yep,
the curve
yep,
was carrying on, and that almost
yep.
like it was, uh, it was almost framing the blob, if you will. There's that word again.
The
So
bubble maybe or whatever. They
no,
got
the
to come up with
blob
it.
though, because that's when they were on the cherry picker, they were literally trying to smoke the area where they had seen the blob before. So
Mhm.
it's very possible that they what was causing the smoke to just go around like that as if it was hitting something. I mean, you guys have seen uh, when they test aerodynamics on cars and they put them in a wind tunnel and then they blow smoke across to see how the aerodynamics travels across a car.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen footage of that before?
Um.
Um,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's the same. It's really the same concept. They put them in a wind tunnel, and then they get a smoke machine like that, and they blow it because they want to see how the air passes over a car to see its aerodynamic characteristics, if there's any
Yeah.
lift, any that goes under. This is a very similar experiment to try and map out if there was anything there with the shape, because you had 30, 40-mile-an-hour winds and you're blowing smoke, and to have it go and curl over it as if it's going over the top or the hood of a car or something like that shows. And it did it multiple times. I mean, you saw that there appears to be something there with at least enough structure that can
Mm-hmm.
cause
It's in that
something
shape.
physical like smoke to go over the top of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was really cool.
So, what do you think of the whole episode? Do you think
It was good.
no
They did a
rockets?
good job. I know. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna have to go back and see outside of season one, because season one we only did very little rockets. It was kind of just a late season experiment type of a thing. Um, they, I would have to see how many episodes actually don't involve a rocket.
Yeah.
I'll bet you there's not many. So that's a good pickup by you. I didn't even think about it. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
I
They
didn't
were
even
like
think about the
thinking more
fact that,
outside the box
oh,
there.
no
So
wonder.
just
I'll
so
bet Travis was super grumpy that he
I
didn't
don't
get
know.
a that he didn't get to send rockets into the air, because you know how much he loves his rockets. So
Yeah. Well, maybe because it was too windy, so they decided to think about something else to do.
yeah, let's see. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we can figure out a way to do more regular Q&As. I don't know if I'll be able to do it weekly because I'm having to do the recaps for the other thing, and then
Yeah, that's a
obviously
lot.
life is busy and everything going on. But I'll try to be better about doing more of these for my fans, because you guys have been great. You guys have been super supportive, and I appreciate it. And everyone is very, very kind, um, and supportive,
Hmm.
beyond what I deserve, but I'm grateful for it. And so, yeah, I'll get with Miriam and we'll figure out how to do
We'll figure
some more
something
of
out.
these. But the problem is, see, I don't want you guys to get bored of me. That's the double-edged
Or
sword here. Yeah, that's the
no,
double-edged sword. People are like, well, we want to see more so we don't miss you. So yeah, but then if you see too much of me, you'll be like, it's this guy again, same old thing. So I have to kind of
it's,
find a balance to keep you at least wanting to come back for more once in a while.
no, we'll think of something. Yeah, Kim asked maybe monthly, and I don't know, maybe,
Maybe.
maybe.
We'll see.
Okay, you ready to jump into some questions?
Sure.
Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, this is from Kim Schilling. She asks, "What do you think is in the mesa? Do you think it's directly related to the blob in the bubble?" There's that name again.
Um, Look, I don't know what's in the mesa. I can only go off of what's been found and what we've seen. Um, my feeling is it's something ancient, something of an intelligence that's not that we're something aware of. It could be pieces of something. It could be something intact. But I don't feel like it's coincidence. I think it seems like when we mess with the mesa like that, it stimulates things to happen. What could it be? I mean, you could take it as far as you want in any direction. I definitely don't think it's something mundane,
Mm-hmm.
based on the evidence and all the high strangeness that's around it. So, yeah, I would say that whatever's in the mesa is definitely related to the bubble and the blob phenomenon that are happening nearby at the triangle.
Yeah, John says never get bored with Bryant.
You're nice. I promise I wasn't fishing for compliments. I was just being silly a little bit. So, but thank you.
Yep. Okay, Todd Blackburn asks, "Hi Dragon, what has been the most surprising find this season for you?"
Um, the most surprising find thus far. I don't know. I mean, it was good that they revisited Homestead uh, 2 again. I've kind of been lobbying for that for a long time, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it was very interesting that we were able to semi-repeat with a different chant from a different background, um, to have things react and strange things happen at Homestead 2 again. So that's been very interesting to me. Um, I can tell you the most interesting thing hasn't been aired yet. Like I said, I kind of know what's going on, and there's a lot more interesting things to come. But I was interested in that because uh, to have first a Jewish rabbi come out and then
Mm-hmm.
have a Navajo medicine man come out and do two different things, uh, and have similar reactions to Homestead 2. There's obviously some sort of spiritual element, if you will, at Homestead 2, that is triggering things that we're picking up both in the infrared as well as physical effects, and things like that. So, probably for me, the revisiting of Homestead 2 and seeing strangeness happen there again,
Mm-hmm.
is very interesting to me because I've just spent so much time there and I've had some really strange experiences there.
Okay. Okay, Reg Harris asks, "Has anyone on the team done any research on the ranch with visible and invisible light spectrum wavelengths to determine if anything invisible is emitting any wavelengths we can measure and extrapolate to a visible wavelength we can see?"
Um, Not that I'm aware of, but that would be a question better served to ask, um, the scientific guys, the big brain guys. As far as I know, we haven't yet, but I can
Okay,
definitely screenshot that and send it to the guys.
awesome. Elizabeth Redhead, do, do you think that they will ever find what the bubble is and what is underground? And do you think it's something man-made or out of this world?
Um, will we ever get the answer? How do you quantify that? I mean, that's going to be the goal. As you can tell, most things are focused on that area and trying to figure out what it is. Do I feel like it's man made? If it is man made, it is. I have a couple of questions for you. If it's man made and it's some sort of technology that we have,
Mm-hmm.
why would it be wasted in the middle of nowhere, rural Utah on a ranch? To what end? You know what I mean? I mean, why? There's nothing that would. So for me, if you're going to play a prank or if you're going to do something or test it, why would you waste it somewhere like that? So that leads me to my answer of I don't know if it's human or non-human intelligence, but I do think that it is either from another dimension, another intelligence of from a different existence, or it's ancient and it could be otherworldly. If you're talking about our physical world right now as we know it, then I would say yes, it's from out of this world. Does that mean it's from outer space?
Or a different dimension?
I'm not convinced of that. To me, everything I've seen on the ranch leads me to believe that whatever phenomenon it is interdimensional versus you know spaceships coming down to Earth.
Yeah, B. Mora says she wonders if the bubble is a shield, like an ancient shield, because
I
it acts
guess, but
like
what
that.
is it? What's it protecting? That's the question.
Yeah.
You know, hard to say.
Okay.
The best part is it just makes people think, makes you scratch
Yeah.
your head.
Yeah. Alan asks, "Does anyone have any thought on what appeared to be some sort of craft in the field caught on the trail camera, then gone. I think he was talking about that spear that you and Caleb caught on the camera.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. Um, we're lucky we caught it because the way those trail cameras work is it's triggered by movement. So were we lucky that the branch blew in the wind at the right time and it picked up those couple of frames, or was it something moving with enough force that it picked it up? I will say it's very similar to other UAPs that have been captured and been released on some of the government footage. These silver spherical objects traveling through. I mean, I know there's some that, in the Middle East were captured by, military craft and things like that, just cruising along. Um, if you go back and revisit even that episode, I think, or shortly thereafter, they actually show some footage of some of that. So very strange. Fortunately, we captured it. They're always trying to work to get better surveillance assets out there, but it's 512 acres, and to try and get signal and power and everything to all the cameras is extremely difficult. But we're always trying, and maybe we'll see more of that sort of thing.
Yeah. I know Colleen asked in the chat, you may have covered this. Have you ever had a psychic medium come out to the homesteads? I feel like those places are seriously haunted.
We have, and they've felt presences. They've talked about the presence of a little girl before. I've felt strange things out there, had all the hair on the back of my neck stand on end, and felt like there was a presence there. I don't. Homestead 2 is not as creepy to me as Homestead 3, which was really never been visited on the TV show.
Yeah. It should
But
be.
yeah, there's definitely stuff there. I mean, there's so much history in that area and that basin, both with Native Americans and then all the other strange phenomena that's happened. What is it? I don't know. But yeah, we have, and they've felt strange things there too.
Yeah, I know Arnie has mentioned the last time I had him on, there's a lot of history about the Spanish and Spanish gold and stuff like that going on, Aztecs.
There definitely is. Yep.
He knows the area really well. It's kind of too bad they didn't have him, or nobody had him on, because he knows the history of the area very well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Phil Brown asks, have you had any hitchhiker experiences while you have been on the ranch? Do you think the ranch misses you?
Well, I still spend time on the ranch. So I've never, knock on wood, have I ever brought anything home with me that I'm aware of that I would consider the hitchhiker effect. It's physically taken its toll on me to where I've been physically drained and needed to be away for a while because, I mean, you've seen what it does to batteries and equipment. It does that to bodies too. So it can be very physically draining, or it can be physically exhilarating at times. But no, fortunately, I haven't suffered the ill effects of what people consider the hitchhiker effect that unfortunately many of the team members have. Had negative things follow them home. So maybe I'm just not interesting enough that they're like, me, this guy's boring. I'm not following him home. And I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Michael Smith, craziest thing you have seen that was not televised?
Gosh. That's a tough one. I think I've seen dark shadow figures moving in and out of the homestead. I was there with Eric when he showed me the eye living thing. That was a crazy experience. I don't know if you guys know that story. I've was out there with a friend that was filming through some infrared binoculars and was able to pick up a beam coming up out of the mesa, and you could only see it through um, those night vision binoculars that actually recorded. And so when they gave me the memory card, I took it and put it in my pocket. And then when I went to uh, show Eric and everything, all the data had been corrupted because it was, I mean, it was obvious. You could see,
Wow,
you know, some sort of a beam coming out of the mesa. So
that's
none
crazy.
of that got showed because if it
I do
wasn't captured
remember.
on camera, it didn't happen.
I do remember in season one there was like colors that the mesa was lighting up. I thought that was pretty odd.
Yep.
That's what got
Yep.
me hooked. Like, what is going on? Okay, Marilee in the chat asks, "Do you think the experiments on the rats will produce any proof that the world needs for disclosure, crafts things, etc.?"
That's the hope. Like if we look, you think about it, if we can get to the bottom of what's in the mesa and it proves to be something not of this world, or if there's pieces of some sort of a crashed craft, which has been hypothesized by some of the scientists, or if we can find out what sort of technology is able to produce some sort of a invisible barrier like the bubble, things like that, then
Mm-hmm.
you know absolutely. I mean, that's all disclosure because as far as we know, there's not any sort of human technology that can do what is happening there.
Okay. B. Mora has a question about the oil rig. Is there a plan
Okay.
to work with the oil rig company and the ranch team to avoid each other's working the rig while the team is experimenting?
That would be nice. That's a tender subject. It's been very frustrating.
Yeah.
Um, like of all the acreage where you can drill for oil, especially with the horizontal drilling that they're able to do and everything like that, why did they plant it right on top of the mesa, right above
Yeah.
where we're doing our own drilling exercise?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're trying to get to the bottom of what we're doing in the guise of it being an oil exploration. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense. Why, unless you're trying to either thwart the work that's being done there or get to it before we do,
Mm-hmm.
why would you position that drill rig right there? There really is no practical reason. And Brandon has been fighting them in court and has spent a lot of money, legal and time and everything like that, to try and stop it. And it's almost as if the county's in league with whoever's got this going on. So it's hard to say. Do I ever think it's going to be a play nice scenario? Probably not.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's deeply disappointing.
Yeah. Carol Wilson asks, "Whatever happened to the satellite that was supposed to be able to transfer information regarding the triangle and Mesa?"
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the status of that is. I know it's in orbit, so I don't know if they're planning on releasing that data in a later episode. I really can't speak to it. Um, so yeah, that one I'll have to get with Travis and Eric and the Omnitech guys and figure out what the status of that is before I can you know answer that question well.
Yeah. Kim has another question in the chat. "You ever worry about the men in black shutting you down if you guys found something in the Mesa that was proof of extraterrestrial life? Do you think the government would shut down production?"
It's possible. Travis doesn't seem to think so, um, but he's worked for the government, so
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to say. But stranger things have happened. I think the fact that the TV show has shed such a light on what we're doing there and opened up so many people's eyes fixed on the ranch that if all of a sudden it just got shut down, there would be a lot of questions and it would make it a lot more difficult because it's not a secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's just it's hard to say, but I've heard of stranger things happening. I mean, the fact that things have been hidden and undisclosed for so many years prior to just now, finally, little bits and pieces and snippets of
Mm-hmm.
information coming out, proving a lot of the things that were always just covered up and made light of to, to make them so sensational that people would think that it was made up. I mean, it's crazy how, a lot of the things that have shown up in Hollywood in the past are now turning out,
Yeah.
to have some truth to them. So,
Especially
but
since.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility that if something was so earth shattering and then it was found and discovered that, they didn't want it to disclose, who's to say?
Yeah.
You know? But I think we're fortunate to be in the age of disclosure right now that we're in.
Especially with the
And
files releasing.
yeah, just I mean we're in that age. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's less likely, especially in the day and age of technology and information and everything. It's a lot harder to hide things when everyone's got a camera in their pocket all the time and
Mm-hmm.
information is disseminated in real time all the time. I think that's a lot more difficult for them to pull that sort of thing off.
Yeah. And there's cameras everywhere you go.
True.
David Franklin has something encouraging to say. Tell him that us fans miss him and he is a big part of the show and he should be back on. And all of us signed the petition to bring him back.
Yeah, that's very nice. I appreciate that. We'll see what life brings.
Yeah.
I'm still, like I said, I'm still part of the team, whether that translates to being on the docu series or just things going forward. I'm fortunate in that, um, Brandon's a very loyal person, and that regardless of what happens with History Channel or the docu series, that as long as I don't piss him off too bad, that I'll be a part of things. And ultimately, TV shows end, um,
Mm-hmm.
but the work on the ranch won't until we get some answers. So thank you for that encouragement. I definitely miss it. I'm not gonna lie; it's a little hard to watch
Yeah.
episodes and wish that I was there with the guys doing the stuff, because that's really my reward is that relationship with the guy and being part of that teamwork.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah. Excuse
so
me.
toward the end, I wanted to share some different things. For different comments people shared in the petition, and when they signed the petition, they asked, "Why did you sign it?" So there's a few people that answered the question. They answered it very nicely. Rosemary said, "Because he is a team member and it brings different perspective." And Michelle Belford, "The show isn't the same without Dragon."
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's not the same, but
No, it's not at all.
some people might like it better.
No. And Patricia Jones says, "He has been on the show from the beginning, and I really enjoy watching this program, but I would really like you to bring Dragon back on. I think he has an essential part of the program, and I miss seeing him on there."
That's very kind. These are very kind comments. I appreciate that.
And Mindy Jones, "We are finally getting answers, and Dragon is a part of the team getting us answers."
Trying to, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And Don Larson, "Dragon takes his job seriously and always there when needed. He belongs there." Absolutely. And Diana Hawkins, "Dragon, aka Bryant Arnold, has been a huge influence on the show. He is very much missed. Love and support for you, Dragon."
Oh, that's kind. I appreciate all that. Thank you to those
Mm-hmm.
comments, and and I know that there's been many others. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Again, I've been fortunate to be part of this team. Um, had some life things happen that made me step away, and hopefully that's stabilizing a little bit. It seems to be, and that you know I can hopefully return. But like I said, if not, my adventure with Skinwalker Ranch is not over, and
Hmm.
until Brandon tells me to hand him my keys, and get the heck out, I'll continue to be part of it. But I do appreciate everyone's support. You're very kind, and hopefully, I've been able to bring some value to what was going on there, and then other times when we've had the ability to associate outside of the TV show too.
You did. You always did.
So
They all miss you. Does anybody else in the chat have any more questions before we sign off?
yeah, we got about another minute here, and then I got to get moving on to other things. But it's been a pleasure to be back with
Hmm.
everybody. Like I said, I'll get with Miriam, and we'll figure out a way to do this more often if you guys are still interested. Whether it's a review of an episode, or telling funny stories, or
Yeah.
talking about things of past seasons or whatever. I want you guys to know that I appreciate all of your love and support, and the outpouring both for me and my family. Um, it means a lot, and I'm very blessed to have had even this crazy opportunity to be associated with the place, and in doing so, associated with so many good people like yourselves. So, thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you, Miriam, for keeping this thing going. Even though
Yeah.
I'm kind of elusive when it comes to getting content and information from. So
Well, maybe we can set up some fun stuff. I know the costume contest was a lot of fun.
that was good stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, but again, thank you everybody. Thank you, Miriam.
Yeah.
Uh, appreciate all the comments. I get them passed along secondhand. So don't think that the things that you're saying go unheard and unnoticed. And I really appreciate it. Much love to all of you, and thank you again for the support.
Yeah. Is Jackson doing better?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is Jackson's cancer free. The unfortunate thing is that the cancer treatment killed his transplanted kidney that I gave him back in 2012. And
Yeah.
so the fact that he went through cancer treatment plus all of his anti rejection medications and blood transfusions he had to have over the years has really made his pool of finding a donor very, very small, because you have to match up so much more when you've gone through all that.
Yeah.
So he's only eligible to get a kidney from maybe about 7% of the population.
Um.
So we're in databases for exchanges, so that we have a couple people that want to donate. So if someone matches to them, then it goes to where hopefully we can swap. Sometimes it takes 2 and 3 people to be
Yeah.
able to exchange. So that's the hope and prayers that we're able to find him a match,
Mhm.
because as much as he's trying to move on with life and work as much as he can and do everything like that, he's tied to dialysis. I can't take him on a vacation because he has to go three
Yeah.
days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and be hooked up to a machine for 5.5 to 6 hours to clean his blood. So
Oh, that's
trying to keep him positive,
yeah.
but it's tough as a 21-year-old that wants to get on with life to feel like you're kind of tied to that sort of thing. So, but he's doing. The good news is uh, you know,
Yeah.
he's alive. His last
There's hope.
visit,
There's hope.
his last visit with the cancer docs showed that his labs didn't show any return of the cancer, which is big. Now we just got to find him a new bean and get him on with life.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks everybody.
Thank you,
I
everybody.
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Have a
Y'all
good
have a good
night.
rest of your night.